That night, no one in the forest was sleeping. Flames were rising high into the sky. Trees were collapsing one after another. Animals were running for their lives. In the middle of the fire, 3 animals were trapped: a fox, a hyena, and a raccoon. They were desperately screaming for help, but no one came to rescue them, because everyone knew they were responsible for the disaster. Their fate seemed sealed. Or was it? Suddenly, a shadow appeared through the flames. It was moving toward the trapped animals. The entire forest was shocked, because it was Paru the pangolin, the same pangolin they had betrayed, the same pangolin they had used, the same pangolin whose trust they had broken. Why would he save them? To understand that, we need to go back. Back to a time before the fire. Back to when Paru was completely alone and desperately searching for friendship. Paru lived on the edge of the forest. Every day he watched other animals having fun together. Deer had their herds, monkeys had their groups. Everyone belonged somewhere. Everyone except Paru. Night after night, he stared at the stars, wondering why nobody wanted to be his friend. Loneliness slowly became his biggest weakness, and unfortunately, some animals were about to take advantage of it. There was an old capybara named Cabo. He was wise and respected. One day he asked Paru a simple question, a question that would later change everything. Cabo asked, "Would you rather walk alone or walk with the wrong crowd?" Paru answered immediately. He said he never wanted to be alone. Cabo became worried, because he knew something Paru didn't. The wrong friends can be more dangerous than enemies. A few weeks later, 3 newcomers arrived: Lyra the fox, Zaro the hyena, and Rico the raccoon. They praised Paru. They made him feel important. They invited him everywhere. For the first time, Paru felt accepted. But what Paru didn't realize was that they weren't interested in friendship. They were interested in what he could do for them, and soon they would prove it. One day they told him about a cave filled with glowing stones, valuable stones hidden deep inside. But reaching them was dangerous. Sharp thorns covered the tunnels. Narrow passages blocked the way. Yet Paru volunteered. He wanted to prove he was a good friend. After hours of struggle, he returned with the stones, exhausted and injured. But the others celebrated without him. They kept all the rewards for themselves. Something felt wrong, but Paru ignored the feeling because he didn't want to lose his friends. That mistake would cost him dearly. The more time he spent with them, the more he changed. He stopped questioning bad behavior. He stopped listening to Cabo. Then came the great storm. The river became wild and dangerous. In the middle stood a tree, covered with rare golden fruit. Once again, everyone looked at Paru. Once again, he accepted the challenge. He entered the raging water, risking everything. The river nearly swept him away. Several times he thought he might drown. Yet somehow he reached the tree and brought back the fruit. He was bruised, exhausted, barely able to stand. Yet no one asked if he was okay. Cabo saw everything, and he knew exactly where this friendship was heading. The ending was getting closer, but Paru still couldn't see it. That night, Cabo approached him again. He asked, "Have your friends ever sacrificed for you?" Paru had no answer. True friends don't use you. True friends protect you. Some people stay because they need you. Others stay because they care about you. But once again, Paru ignored the warning, and fate moved one step closer to the biggest betrayal of his life. A few days later, Rico revealed a secret, an ancient honey vault hidden deep in the forest, filled with enough honey for months, but guarded by giant wild bees. No animal dared approach it, but Lyra smiled confidently, because they had a plan, and that plan was Paru. Together they approached the honey vault. The air felt strange. The forest was unusually quiet. Something felt wrong. Suddenly the sky turned dark. Thousands of giant bees burst out. Their buzzing shook the forest. Panic exploded everywhere. Terrified, Paru turned toward his friends, expecting support, expecting loyalty, expecting friendship. Lyra was already running away. Zaro was running too. And Rico shouted one sentence, a sentence Paru would never forget. "We only needed your armor. We never needed you." In that moment, everything made sense. The friendship had been fake from the start. The cave, the river, the honey vault, it had all been a lie. For days, Paru isolated himself. He stopped trusting anyone. He stopped believing in friendship. His heart was completely broken. But every morning Cabo arrived, with food, with kindness, with support. Cabo wanted nothing in return. He simply cared. And finally Paru understood. This is what real friendship looks like. Time passed. The seasons changed. And the three fake friends returned to their old habits. This time with disastrous consequences. They started a fire to scare away bees. It seemed harmless at first, but strong winds spread the flames across the entire forest. Thousands of animals were trapped. Smoke filled the air. Fear spread everywhere, and the fire kept growing. The biggest victims were the three troublemakers. They became trapped by their own mistake, surrounded by fire, with no way out. Then everyone noticed something. Paru was walking toward the flames. The same animals who betrayed him were trapped inside. What would he do? He could leave them there. Nobody would blame him. Nobody would stop him. But he chose a different path. Step by step, he entered the flames. Smoke filled his lungs. His scales burned. Yet he kept moving forward. Finally, he reached them. Using his armored body, he cleared a safe path and led them to safety. The three animals were speechless. Tears filled their eyes. They couldn't understand why. Why would Paru save them? Paru smiled and gave an answer nobody expected. He said, "You taught me what fake friends look like. Cabo taught me what real friends look like. Today I didn't save you because you deserved it. I saved you because I refused to become what you became. And that is why choosing the right friends can change your entire life. Fake friends use your strengths. Real friends strengthen your character. Choose carefully, because your future often looks like the people you spend the most time with."